Welcome to HSA 200 Medical Terminology. This is Joy Renfro, and I'm pleased to have you in my class. This is a totally online class, and this PowerPoint presentation will be sort of an introduction to the course. Here's me in the blue shirt. My daughter and her husband are to my right there. My husband's sort of behind me there in a yellow shirt, and that's my son on the far left, and his wife, and my little granddaughter, Tahi. Her name is Tahira, but we call her Tahi. As I said, this is a 100% online class, and you have my email address there and my cell phone. Please feel free to call me if you have any questions about the class or you're having problems. That's what I'm here for. That's why I get paid to teach the class, is to help you when you need help. So don't hesitate to call me if you're worried about the class or you just need help as far as, how do I do a better job of studying and so forth and so on. I'm there to help you if I can. The textbook we're going to be using is the 11th edition of the Language of Medicine, and the book is it's published by Saunders Elsevier Publishing, and the author is Davy Ellen Chabner. During the course, we're going to be learning a lot of new word roots, combining forms, prefixes, and suffixes. When you listen to medical terms, they usually sound long and complex. However, when you study medical terminology, what happens is we learn a lot of basic word roots, combining forms, prefixes, and suffixes. That allows us to break words down and determine their meaning. It also allows us to construct medical terms using these common root words, prefixes, and suffixes. As we go through the course, you will also want to focus on pronunciation and spelling, and you will also be enhancing your knowledge of anatomy and physiology as it relates to the body system that we are studying. Each body system also features certain pathologies that relate to that system. The textbook also gives you abbreviations that are used within each body system. I do not really test the abbreviations that much when I do the class online. However, these abbreviations are very important for you to know as you get into your healthcare career. The method of evaluation for the course: each week you will take a module exam. That is an exam over the material that is covered in that week. And that module exam is typically about a 100 question exam. You do it online, and it's usually either multiple choice or matching. Those have to be done by midnight on Sunday nights each week. Then at midpoint and at the final exam, you will be taking a midpoint exam and a final exam. Each of those are weighted as 25% of the grade. And also, I should mention here that when you look at your grade in Blackboard, notice that your grade will always be in the weighted average column. Another item that will factor into your grade is a medical paper. I will have more details on this at a later date, but it will be worth 10% of your grade. The syllabus is found under the course information part of Blackboard. The syllabus will have important dates, such as the date of midterms, when midterm grades are due, etc., and also last day to drop a class. These are found on the bottom of page 1 of your syllabus. The syllabus also contains the grading scale. You will see it here as well. Note that the grading scale is higher than normal because this class is an HSA class, and the HSA curriculum has a higher than normal grading scale, 92 to 100, etc. Is a little bit higher than the typical 90 to 100. The class schedule is posted on page 4 of the syllabus, and this will tell you exactly which modules you have to have done each week. So be sure to print this out and keep it and refer to it often, as it will keep you right on schedule. Meeting times. The class does not have any specific meeting times. It is 100% online, and you will be able to work sort of at your own pace. However, there is that weekly module exam that is due each Sunday night, and you will also have due dates for your midterms, final, and your paper. Again, please contact me anytime via email. Email's best, and then if we need to follow up by phone, we can. One thing that you need to know right off the bat is this class is pretty challenging, and I'm being honest here. If you talk to anybody that's taken the class, I think they'll tell you that it's a pretty challenging class. You need to use good time management and self-discipline as you study for your exams, and you need to allow enough time in your schedule each week to read and study the chapters and to do the activities in the weekly task list. The weekly task list appears in Blackboard. Again, learning medical terminology it takes a lot of time. It's like learning a new language. So you need to allocate at least 5 to 6 hours per week of study time. You will not learn the material unless you allocate enough time to studying it. You will need to always check your email and so forth daily. Also check Blackboard. Make sure there's been no postings or announcements, etc. Your textbook is your greatest resource. The textbook is very interactive. It contains a lot of fill in the blanks. It is extremely helpful and almost essential that you read these chapters and do all the exercises that are contained within the chapters. This is the first thing you need to do at the very first of each week. Read that chapter, do all the exercises, and then check those answers that you have put on your exercises, and then use the rest of the week to study those answers that you put in your book. Another way to study is by using the Evolve online materials, and there will be a link to those within Blackboard, and these are free resources. There's a lot of quizzes, games, and also there's a glossary for each chapter that contains every word, every medical term in the chapter, along with its pronunciation. There is a software package called Quizlet. You can just go to Quizlet.com, and it will enable you to create your own quizzes if you choose to do so. And it does that by having you make your own flashcards. You can use those flashcards to study. Quizlet will also create tests for you based on what you put on your flashcards. So this is a really helpful little tool. The research shows that students that test themselves over and over are the ones that do best on test. So another thing you might want to do to help motivate yourself is to find a study partner. You should be able to go into the email function and or post online within Blackboard and talk to other students in the class and set yourself up with a study partner. If anybody needs help finding a study partner, let me know, and I will send out an email to the class seeing if there's anybody that wants to be a study partner with you. With technical issues, you need to call 622-3000, or you can also send me an email describing your problem, and we'll try to get it solved. But 622-3000 is EKU's technical support line. Students must have access to current versions of Blackboard as well as Microsoft Office in order to be successful in the class. Also, when taking the midpoint and final exams, you will be using a program called Examity, or it's actually a website. Examity is an online proctoring service, and so when you, let me go ahead, examity.com is the website. There's lots of information there. You might want to go ahead and review that. There's a FAQ section that tells specifically what the requirements are for your computer that you use to take your test in Examity. Now again, this fee here, this $24.50, you have to pay $24.50 to take the midpoint exam and $24.50 to take the final. All the weekly module exams, there's no charge for that, but you need to know in advance that that will be an additional charge. The reason for that is because this is a 100% online class, and I cannot, make you come to campus to take a test or anything, so it has to be done online. The main thing that you're going to be doing in the class is learning information. So you must make sure to take your exams before midnight each Sunday night. And at the end of the first week, you will be tested over 2 chapters. So you need to start studying right away. Also, throughout the class, it's going to be really important to plan ahead. Don't wait until 11 o'clock on Sunday night to take your weekly exams. This will increase the chance of having technical difficulties and may not be able to be resolved in order for you to get your exam done on time. So be sure to stay current, stay in touch, and allow time in your weekly schedule to study and test yourself prior to taking your weekly online exam. Tips for success. Again, I cannot emphasize enough. Your textbook and those exercises within the chapters are the most valuable resource you have. So as soon as you finish one module exam, go ahead and start that next chapter and complete those exercises. Your second way to study in the class is by using the Evolve Elsevier website, and you can see the link to that there. There will also be a link within Blackboard. And this is a free resource, so feel free to use that. Be motivated and self-disciplined in your study habits. Get a study partner, or if you choose not to get a study partner, be very disciplined about when you're going to do this. You've got to allow time for it. Purchase your textbook in advance of the first week of class, because again, that first week you're going to have a test over 2 chapters. That's a lot of medical terms. So go ahead and start studying now. Believe it or not, this class can be fun. Because you're going to be learning a whole lot about your body and a lot of things that you don't know. And so it's really interesting. Your friends are going to think you're so smart. So get ready, get set, and let's get started.